This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
We have a question this morning from one of the participants here. So I will read the question so everybody has a context. This is about the behavior of a child. He shows extremely stubborn behavior once he's back from school. He doesn't change his school uniform and eat anything or even drink milk. He just keeps crying like hell. I don't know why. I always keep guessing if he was hungry or someone had scolded him or he's tired, etc., etc. After coming back from school, he is non-cooperative. He can't express himself because speech is yet to develop. Moreover, he starts biting me and pulling my clothes and hair. After a tantrum of 30 to 40 minutes, he is calm. By that time, I'm drained. So as he. I've tried diverting him in many things, but he's not in receptive mode. So a couple of things that we need to understand here is every day, yesterday, like how we talked about, where is the misbehavior? It's after school. If he has not gone to school, probably it's not there. Something of this kind we need to kind of journal, kind of keep track. When does this child misbehave and when does this child fine? Yeah. So first thing is after school is what she's mentioning there. And she's another key factor she mentioned there is a delayed speech. Child is not able to communicate. Even for us, many a times we cannot communicate. We don't know how to articulate. We tend blaming, complaining, escaping, hiding. And that builds a frustration within us. And one fine day, at the wrong time, to the wrong person, in the wrong way, we just blurt it. And the other person would not even know what's happening. Now, this child, or any child for that matter, is more incapable of articulating. They do not even have vocabulary. They don't understand their feelings. Because all this has not yet developed. The emotional stage is that in the second stage, 7 to 14 years of age, provided we are a loving authority. We are in authority. We are in control, but we are a loving control. It's not like we reprimand, scold, advise, shut them down, punish them. No, we are just there for them and we are catching them do the right things. We are helping them to correct the wrong things in the way that I understand something is correct. And if we do this properly, the child will be able to kind of stabilize themselves and understand what could they be feeling. Only when I know what I'm feeling, I could correct it myself. Child does not have that ability yet. So the child, typically most children just express through behavior. They cry, shout, everything that this child is doing, crying incessantly, pulling hair, refusing to change clothes, refusing to eat, refusing to put their bag, just throwing the tantrum. some deep frustration, and plus he is unable to speak. There's a speech delay. So whatever little the other children can speak, he has little difficulty expressing it. So it becomes, how, like she said, she tries to divert him. Diverting does not work. I mean, it's like telling, extreme example would be, you are having loose motions and I'm trying to divert you to not going to the bathroom. It won't work because my basic need is not taken care of. And I'm losing my cool. I mean, end of this 30-40 minute ordeal, I have lost it myself. Somewhere we have absorbed that energy and we have become that ourselves. That also won't work for the child. Now the child cools down, but I am disturbed. Where will the child go? So that is where it becomes very, very difficult situation to establish that balance. Establishing balance is always a difficult task. A high level of alertness, awareness must be required from our part, adults' part, to see where I'm getting disturbed, when is that tipping point, how do I restore it? And your body is definitely one big indicator. Where you start feeling a bit of disturbance in your body, that is when you know something is gone out of control. So you take few deep, long breaths, you just settle down, just hold the child and sit. In this particular case, let him not change. Changing is not a priority here. Taking off the shoes is not a priority here. Meet him outside the house. Now we know that he's having issues as soon as he comes home. So let's meet him outside the house. Greet him, hug him, hold him, and have this kind of balanced demeanor in your own thing. The child looks at you and instantly feels safe and secure. Okay, I have come to this place. I don't have to pretend anymore. I can be myself. And it's a safe place. World is not a safe place, you see. I mean, teacher is not paying as much attention to me alone. There are so many other children. There are children who are bullying. I'm like suffocating in that uniform, but I cannot take it off. But home is one place where I can come and just be myself without feeling judged, nagged, disturbed in any which way. So always we run back to home. So I just can be. And that is how the child should come. And of course he's very, very disturbed. It's just like, I have worked all day long, very hard. I'm supremely tired, supremely hungry. My head is hurting. The last thing I want to go home and do is do all these chores. I'll just go through my bag, whatever, and just lie on the sofa, maybe for 10 minutes until all those energies are gathered back again. All our energies get scattered in the world and we have to get them back together. And children, everyone has their own way. And some may like to go take shower, some may like to drink a glass of water, some may like to turn on the TV. I mean, turn on the TV is not the right one, but we do. So be available for the child, just hug him, hold him. And if he doesn't want to change uniform, so be it. Especially when he's cranky. When he's not cranky, we definitely have to establish a rhythm, where it's expected of everyone to do certain things certain way. You do come, you put your shoes in a proper way, you leave your bag in a proper way. Then you can wash, change, come and sit down on the sofa. I mean, this is the rhythm you may want to follow when everything is fine. But when the child is cranky, don't even bother that, because right now, child settling down is most important thing for me as well as for the child. So let him come, just hug him, let him feel cozy, just settle down. Don't ask what happened, what did you do, what did the teacher teach you, show me your books, none of that. Just be there, 100%, totally. Not thinking about which call I should make. Oh my God, he's taking my 10 minute away. And I have seen this happen to me several times. Anytime I'm not comfortable with a group of people, and I have things to do. And I'm like, oh my God, when are these people going to go away? So let me go back and do my work. Or I'm guilty of wasting my time because we're not having any constructive talks here, but I'm obligated to sit there. Definitely, I'll have a headache at the end of this. Even if I went through that for 30 minutes, if I'm not mentally prepared, okay, these people are going to be there, I have to spend. So let me finish my work either before, or it's okay to take that 30-minute break and I'll continue that later. If I don't have a solution for it, I will definitely end up with a headache. That's inner churning, pros and cons. What do I do? What do I not do? How do I please? But how do I be myself? All these uh, the push and pull, the tug of war kind of a situation in the head is going to create a huge disturbance. And for me, it results in a headache. For people, it may head up in backache, stomach ache, aversion towards people, anger, frustration, yelling, screaming, avoiding, so many ways we start reacting. And many of this happens so unconscious that it's just going on in the head. We can't even identify what is happening. That is what we talked in the fourth session, where self-care is extremely important. When I care for myself, when I stay in the balance, that is when I'm able to understand not what other person is going through, but at least they're not in their space right now. Let me be the grounded, balanced person in whose company the other person will feel stable, balanced. You may not be doing anything, just sit there. So one of the things to do here in this case is just hold this boy or girl, I don't know who it is. Yeah, she says he, so a boy. He will just settle down as soon as he comes. Now imagine what the child may have gone through in the school. I mean, I don't know the age of the child. I don't know the class rhythm, the children, the teacher, how they talk, what they expect, how many times do they taunt him to speak faster, or how much they tease him that he's not talking. We don't know. Understand that he's supremely frustrated right now. All he wants is a tight hug and settling down. Okay, that's the key. So you are not disturbed and he's not disturbed. You don't need to distract him. He may want to pull, push, whatever, because he is showing out that anger. I mean, it's you who sent me to school. Otherwise I would be happy at home. Allow him to express. Of course, not allowing him to pull your hair. You can probably tie it up in a tight uh, bun or something so he doesn't get easy access, but or he doesn't have to reach to that level. Just sit him down on your lap and hold him. And then you may also want to find out from the teacher what's going on with him in the school. Let teacher also feel comfortable to tell the truth. Many a time she's trying to cover up. Maybe she has also lost her cool. Maybe she has insulted him, held him tightly, maybe hit him also. We don't know. but let her also feel comfortable that to express that she is finding it difficult to deal with him, or she lost her cool, whatever it is. So just find out, build that rapport with the teacher and find out what actually happened. How is he in the classroom? And how does he interact? Does he play? Does he eat? And don't force her, don't tell her. I have many parents who come and tell our teachers, please make sure that you teach my son. Please make sure that you give him this. It won't work. I mean, teachers can't do that with 30, 40 children in a class. And parents must understand that. So find out how he is in the class. Get this image about the child. How is he when he goes to school in the morning? How is he in the school? And what set of sequences triggered his behavior issues when he comes home? How long is he in the school? Or does he take a bus back home? Does he come in an auto? How long is the bus ride from home to school? Many such factors. I mean, are you packing him the food that he likes to eat? Or is it something that you think it is good for him and he doesn't like it? So is he coming home hungry? What kind of environment is he coming back into? Does he get what he wants as soon as he comes? I mean, maybe he loves to play with the water. So if you are allowing him to play with the water for 30 minutes as soon as he comes from school, he'll be looking forward to coming back home. That's the rhythm I was talking about. Something that we set up to do after in a sequence. It's not like a routine that we go play water at 5 o'clock every day, but it is as soon as you come from school, whether it is 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, as soon as we come home, this is what you get to do. The children would be looking forward to that. So gather this information from the teacher, from the bus driver, from anybody else who has interacted with the child. And if he is coming back home, he is with grandparents or a nanny or whatever, find out what's happening there. Because child cannot express it, remember that. If you ask child what happened, he is not able, he cannot say, he's unable, he's not developed yet to articulate. And this is true even with us. If you ask me, why do you have headache now? I will have to go back and think. And this I have practiced for several years now. And now I'll be able to tell you the trigger point that started my headache. And it may be for different reasons each time. And once I know that, once I'm conscious about it, once I'm very patiently working on it, I'll be able to identify the trigger and remove myself from that situation, hence avoid the headache. But children are not yet capable of doing that. So don't even ask. What can I, are you hungry? Can I give you some food? Do you want to play? No, just don't do that. You as an adult must be aware by observing, by asking, by paying attention to the child. When is he coming home happy? I mean, is it only school that he comes back home and he's throwing a tantrum? Or is it also that he goes to some cousins or relatives' homes and he comes back home and he's equally naughty or cranky? Right? That's the homework that we need to do. Study my child every single moment possible and get that image of the child. What if something's done triggers misbehavior? When is he calmer? And try to recreate the situations of when he could remain calm. And then it won't dramatically change overnight because this is a survival mechanism the child has developed. This is the only way he can get attention. That's the only way he knows as of now to get attention. But with setting of proper rhythm, with understanding the child, And then we'll go into looking at a story that you will tell him on daily basis. Once you understand the situation of the child, where, why, when, how, what can you do, you think about a metaphor, like cranky child. Now you cannot tell, if you tell, okay, once upon a time there was this little boy who went to school, who did not eat his lunch properly, he was always hungry, he came back home. Excuse me. He came back home and he was just angry and he started pulling his mother's hair, and then the mother got angry, and then both of them went out to play and everything was happy. Then the child knows exactly it is him that you're targeting. This won't work at all. It won't work even for adults. So now we make up our own stories. Now you think of any, if it is child, typically they align with some animal. So think about an animal that behaves like this, who's cranky, who is not listening, who needs pampering, who needs uh, somebody to just one person to be just calm. Now imagine two people being cranky at the same time. Things are just going to get worse. So, so you can think of a dog. If you have a pet, you can think of a dog. The dog has been alone in the house. Maybe it had not enough food. Maybe there was not enough water for it to drink when you were away. And the minute you walk in, it's going to be all over you. Very tamed, very well-behaved dog otherwise. But suddenly you see this dog being super cranky. And now if you tell the dog, sit, don't question, behave, do this first, it's not going to listen, right? So you can take a story of the dog. You can tell that, once upon a time, you can tell all that the dog was nice and cozy and comfortable, playing every day, playing ball, catch, went out and you could give him a bath and he was very happy, and, you played well, etc., etc. But then one day that you had to go somewhere and you were in a rush, you went to the market to bring something, maybe Diwali is coming up and we had to do something that the child can relate to and experience as well. We don't want to talk about something utopian. So we went out shopping. There were people at home, and you could not take dog for a walk that morning. You forgot because people were there, and everybody got ready to go shopping. Then you wanted to go eat. Then you wanted to watch a movie, and you totally forgot about the dog. You had forgotten that you had not left him food, not left any water, and you really forgot about the dog. And then, you come home and the dog is all cranky and you're confused. And then you wonder, but then there is wise old grandmother who notices you and the dog and she says, oh, doggy, come here, have some milk or have some water. And the doggy runs up there and drinks his milk or drinks his water and then comes back to you again and again he's cranky. Oh, maybe that food is not, again, there is a wise old grandmother who is giving him some food, and he goes over there, and then grandmother also knows that the dog needs a walk. So she takes the dog for a walk, and they come back after 30 minutes, and everything's so calm and happy. The dog is very happy. He'll come and sleep with you, just content. No more tantrums from the dog. And somewhere the subconscious of the child will be touched in this process. Somewhere he's relating his behavior to that of the dog's behavior. Somewhere he's looking for the wise old grandmother who is there to support me. Someone is looking out for me. And this is something we tell every day. And this may not work. You may see nothing changes after 2 weeks of telling the story. Then some element I have not addressed yet. So that is the time when I go back and re-look at whatever information I've gathered. Maybe the teacher is also stating her opinion and not what she truly observes, or she has not truly shared how she behaved with him. Maybe the bus driver did not tell you exactly what happened. So there's some piece of information missing. Until we address that core issue, the child is going to have a tantrum. So you modify the story a little bit, maybe bring a cat along. The dog is bored to play alone. So you bring another puppy along or another cat, and they both are playing fantastically, and it's so fun to watch him play. Maybe you let him loose in the backyard and long leash, and he's free to play outside. So you bring different elements to see where the child resonates with it. And as if you don't have grandmother at home, then there is always this snack bottle that is up on the table. That child can go serve himself. There's always this warm milk, maybe two different kinds. One is the plain milk that's out there, and there's also one with a bit of a chocolate syrup or a strawberry syrup or something like that, what the child likes. Put it out there. And so there is some soul nourishing food that is available to soothe my hunger. There could be an opportunity to just go out and play, or there could be, I just want to sit for some time. I just want some water and sit. So, whatever that is comfortable for the child, it's available. You make the child know that, there are people looking out for you. And just like there was grandmother for the dog. And when we repeat this story, of a few weeks, and if the behavior is very, very stubborn and it has developed over years, and that is the way child has found it out, he doesn't see that there is a guy's or grandmother in the house. It'll take little longer, and like I said, it'll take a little bit of more research to understand what the child is going through, and eventually it'll settle down. I mean, stories have very powerful effect to connect to the practical way. There is a hidden need and there is a practical behavior. And if I can bridge the gap, if I can bridge why is this behavior coming, out of what practical need is it coming, connect that to the core. Maybe something happened in the family. Maybe the child is scared that he'll come back home and he'll not find you. Maybe there's unpredictability in the family. Many, many different things will happen. And once that is addressed, the child will naturally calm down. It may take some time on our part, on his part, and we may also need a story for ourselves to understand why am I losing my balance. But if we have that constant practice, then it's easier for me to have this beautiful connection that the child is definitely looking to develop. Yeah. Any questions?
No, ma'am. But it's beautiful that it's a beautiful way to understand the child behavior because most of the time, when we see child is cranky or having some tantrums or something, we just react, we shout at them, and we just don't let him or her express the emotions and not try to understand why they're behaving,
Mhm.
in that particular way. So it's a beautiful way to understand, what is the reason behind them to express in that way, right? So it's yeah,
Correct.
it's beautiful actually. Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I think this could be one way where, if you all have any questions, you could post it to me. You can post it in the group. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can definitely post it on the personal window, and we can take it up and discuss as to what can be done. Yeah,
Sure, ma'am.
cool. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.